All right, so this is going to be like our kickoff call for April since we're kicking off a new month. For some of you guys, like you've been doing a challenge for a few weeks, and for some of y'all, this is the first time. So what I wanted to do was take a few minutes to go through some tools we have in the challenge group to help you, and just some simple tips to kind of help you succeed, and then just how the flow of things will go. So if you go in the group and you look in the file section of our challenge group, a couple things you'll find is a clean eating grocery list for shopping that gives you ideas, a meal plan, and I'm going to upload a new one tomorrow that has recipes and simple meal planning, like recipes for you to try out for the month that our coaches have put together, a meal planning sheet that I made to help you plan your dinner, your breakfast, your lunch, and your snack. And it has little tips on there of how to plan accordingly. A grocery list, and I color coded it based on like the color of the containers if you're using the containers. So once you make your meal plan, you can make your grocery list. And then this is something I'm actually putting back in. We used to do it and we stopped, but it's called the Rule of Five. And it's basically every day I grow, which is like you read personal development. I sweat, so you work out. I track like my Shakeology and my food. And I connect with other people, like in the group, by encouraging 3 people. And then I plan. So I look at my day and I plan the next day. And so this can be printed out. And then every day you could check off when you do everything. So just like we track in the app, like our workout and our shake, this is a great way to track like your personal development. And then up here, what's cool is you can write your weekly goal, whatever book you're reading, how many workouts you want to do, your long-term goal, and your, like I like to have a water goal, and then your why, like why this is important. So you could print it off, stick it on your fridge. So when we evaluate on Sundays and post our food log or our app picture, I want to start asking people how their Rule of Five was, because you could say like, what out of the 5 areas did you struggle in? And the Rule of Five comes from John C. Maxwell. So he was a mentor. He's a mentor of mine who taught that you could go outside and try to chop a tree down, but if you use an axe, if you have a sharp axe, sharpen your axe, and you go out after this huge tree and you try to chop it down in one day by whacking at it for an hour and a half, you're going to exhaust yourself and the next day have nothing left. The wise person goes out every day and chops 5 times, goes back in, sharpens the axe, goes back out, chops 5 times. And over time, you are stronger, you've developed endurance, and you reach your goal of chopping down the tree. And that's kind of the whole philosophy behind that in our challenge group. So that tool is there to help. What I really want to focus on for April is trying to help everybody with the areas that they struggle the most with, like meal planning the first week. Then we'll dig kind of into our why and our excuses and things. And then like I kind of like taking the time each week to focus on where we're growing. So personal development, but also where we're feeling stronger with our exercise. So every day, the main post from me or one of the coaches will be pinned to the top of the group. So you want to check it out because it'll give you a tip for the day or maybe a little bit of a challenge for the day. Or sometimes it asks you, like, we'll celebrate transformations and things. And it's a good, like, that way to add value to each other and kind of be encouraged. So that's kind of the importance of the group. And then in the evening when you post your food journal, I really recommend you go through and you like a couple people's posts and give them some positive encouragement. I think that part of the group's value is you have the coaches in there cheering you on, but when challengers start to do that, you build more community for yourself. And I feel like in the long run, you get more out of this whole experience. I think that it's really important that we do that too, because that way when you're having a rough day and you could go in there and say, I'm having a really off day, and you know each other, not like obviously best friends, but you know each other well enough that you know you have people in your corner and it's a safe place to say, like, I'm having a bad day, I need some support, or I had a really good day, and we celebrate that win. And so I really want to encourage that, because over time, sometimes we let that part slip. And then this whole journey doesn't become any different than using a Fitbit. The purpose of the community part is, taking 5 minutes a day. You don't have to take more than that to be in the group, 5 to 10 minutes, just checking in and checking in on people. and sharing your journey. The other thing I wanted to encourage is if you find a healthy recipe, share it. Like if you find a motivational quote, post it. You don't have to be a coach in the group to be adding a post like that. Like the more we have, the more value is in the group. We're going to have recipe swap days. So if you have a healthy recipe or if you're looking for one, that's a great place to go. The other thing that's really cool is if you have on your phone, you can download the Beachbody On Demand app, and it's a free app. Well, it's like opening now. But when you go to the app, you'll have all your workouts, but then you have access to the Fixate cooking show, which gives like healthy recipes. If you go to the Beachbody, Team Beachbody and log in, there's even a meal planning tool, which is kind of cool. But I like the Fixate. There's a whole tutorial video that shows you how to use the containers if you're getting stuck. Or you can always ask in the group as well. But I love that video as like a go-to to kind of explain how to track with the containers and not get overwhelmed by it. Since all of the workout programs, you can use the containers. And I think it's a great way to kind of check your portions. So the last couple of tips I was going to give, and then if you guys have any questions, otherwise we can hop off, was I highly recommend that you take some time today or tomorrow to plan when you're going to do your workout, like what time of day. Like I sat down tonight and I planned my week, and I'll talk about this one day in the group, how I do my planner. But I plan to work out every day before 10 o'clock. So I have it at 9, but I know in the morning my window is from 8 to 10, like get it in between those times. Because I found what happened this week was I kept getting pushed back further and further. And then I was working out in the evening and I was exhausted and not feeling well afterwards. So schedule your workouts. Pick a book. I love like short devotionals that have a couple pages a day, or if you're looking for something, we'll share personal development suggestions that we've read, but it kind of helps when you have struggles in your life. When you start to work on your fitness journey, other things start to come up. I think as women, we turn to food or we try to fix our bodies because on the inside we're hurting a lot. And so when we do the personal development part, we start to heal the inside as the outside gets stronger. So if you need help finding a good book, that's another piece I wouldn't skip. I skipped personal development, to be honest, my first 4 months doing challenges. And when I finally said I need to do something, I read the book called The Compound Effect, and it really made a difference in how I saw little behaviors over time. And then I found lots of other books. I read every day. So that's another thing that's really important that you want to incorporate. And, not being perfect, it's progress, not perfection. We're going to have days we have ice cream splurges and pizza nights and takeout, and that's good because we don't want to foster this idea that you have to be perfect. But you also don't want to fall when you fall off the wagon, so to speak, and get off track, feel like you don't have a safe place to come for support. So know that if you're one ice cream splurge turns into 3 days of eating pints of it, which I've done that, you can come in and say I'm stuck, or reach out to me or your coach and just say I'm stuck and I need help. And I've had to do it, and that's how we conquer it and become stronger. It's not a shame thing. There's no shaming in the group. So, I'm excited about April. I'm glad the weather's getting warmer and spring is here. We have some new challengers that are joining us, which is exciting, and some of us that are continuing on. One thing that I'm going to be announcing this week is what we call our Healthy Habits Club. When you work out 3 days a week minimum and you get in at least 5 Shakeologies a week for the month, I go through the app and I track all my people, and all the coaches do. You become a winner for the Healthy Habits Club. And I actually never got to announce February's because we transitioned to the Facebook group and I forgot. So I'm going to announce both. But we're going to have some kind of system I'm developing of a little prize stickers that you get for every month that you're on it. I think I found a place. I just have to order them. They're waterproof and they can go on your water bottle, which is cool. So that every month you become a member of the Healthy Habits Club, you'll have these motivational stickers that just show that you're committing from month to month to progress, And so for newer challengers, this would be something that you would be able to earn at the end of April. And it was the same. I think 4 to 5 days is a good goal for working out. If you have a obviously 6 is not bad. That's a lot of the programs use 6 as their model, and they have a stretch day. I shoot for 5 myself. But I also recognize that for some people just starting out, like even this has been the seasons of my life in my first trimester, 3 days a week was all I could do. And it helped a lot. So 3 workouts and then 5 shakes a week, and you track it on the app. So that's the other app you want to download is the My Challenge Tracker app, and it's free. And to be added to our group, shoot your coach your email and they can add you. And you just log your workout and your shake every day in there, and then you'll see, like we posted tonight, a screenshot of the week, so we get to share with the group how well we did and celebrate it together. So that's kind of what I had for tonight. Do you guys have any questions, or did I miss anything that you can think of, Bethany or Jamie? Let me unmute you guys.
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
With the clean eating, one of my meals that I was planning on making, probably not this week, but within the next couple weeks or two, it almost has like an Alfredo sauce. And the way that I've made Alfredo sauce in the past is use like heavy whipping cream.
Right.
Is that considered to be clean? Because I think if I'm not mistaken, it's just heavy whipping cream and Parmesan cheese, and that's all.
Right. I think, yeah, the way this is kind of, I feel like clean, yes, because it's real ingredients. But to keep it healthy, you would want to do a limited portion of this.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, that's a good question. Like, Sarah Kroger and I talked about this one time. Like, plantain chips are clean. Like, if you make your own fried plantains. But if you ate, like, tons and tons of them, that wouldn't be. So, I feel like those are the items you just have to limit your portion on. But, no, I think that's fine. I mean, especially because that's a healthy fat. So, yeah. I think that would be good. That's a good question, though. I'll probably do a day where I talk a little bit about the difference between clean, like what clean eating actually means, because that's something that sometimes can get confusing. So cute. Oh, you're fine. Well, I'm gonna post this recording in the group, guys. And if you have anything that you've noticed I've missed, or like send me messages or tell me, because this is the stuff I want to make sure I'm adding to the group. Like our whole first week, this whole week's focus is going to be clean eating, meal planning, and just understanding the importance of the food we eat. So every day will be a little bit about that focus. So, you know, that was a great question. So I'll definitely, I'm gonna see. Sarah did a really good video on it, and I might ask her if we could have a link and share it in the team page. So, in the challenge group page. All right, guys, you have a good evening. Thank you for taking the time to hop on. Talk to you later. Bye.